Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In this video, as you can see, I'm a level 52 Culinarian. So we're going to be going to the 1 through 50 quests for Culinarian. This is also the last crafter that we can get to level 50. So yeah, I'm excited. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you in just a little bit. Alright, it's time to go along the path of the Culinarian, my final crafter, to level up to 50. Let me tell you, if you thought my inventory was cluttered enough as it is, just wait until you see Culinarian when you level it, because it's, you fill up space a lot. You're pretty fast, not a lot, but pretty quickly. Charles! I beg your pardons, good madam, but this is the Culinarians Guild. If you're here to dine at the Bismarck, one of our wares will be along shortly to show you to your... Oh, you're not a patron? Might I presume then that you wish to become a Culinarian? If so, I wholeheartedly recommend you join the Culinarians Guild, where one may learn the culinary arts. We're under the finest chefs in all the realm. What say you? I'll do it. I will say this though, Culinarian is like my least favorite crafter. I don't like Culinarian, mainly because of all the damn materials you need to just do some of the higher level items. Wonderful, then without further ado, I shall acquaint you with the history of our guild. As you are doubtless aware, Limsa has been long the gastronomic capital of Eorzea. The city's rich culinary tradition is the product of a unique combination of factors. The first is our proximity to the fertile lands and plentiful seas of Vilbrand, which have ever yielded bounteous produce. The second is our standing as the realm's foremost trading port, which grants us access not only to exotic ingredients from faraway shores, but also to foreign merchants versed in their use. We are, in short, the beneficiaries of culinary knowledge from every corner of the world. Until recently, knowledge of this kind was passed solely through the word of mouth, but was therefore susceptible to corruption and loss. But all that changed when one man made it his mission to catalog every recipe of note. His name was Admiral... I'm just gonna call Admiral Ghoul. Also known as Mass Cleaver. The man's love for fine cuisine was such that at sea he would regularly spend much more time preparing meals in the galley as giving commands on the bridge. It was none other than he who founded the Culinarians Guild and codified cooking methodology. Today, the guild carries on Bald's legacy to the scope of our endeavors and has expanded significantly. Not content with simply preserving existing recipes, we labor tirelessly to devise wholly novel culinary creations with which to delight the senses. To this end, our doors are open to folk from all walks of life, including adventurers such as your good self. One may liken our guild to a great pot of stew, from which each member of an ingredient imparting a unique flavor. As with every dish, however, adding ingredients willy-nilly is certain to spoil the taste. Before you may take your place in the pot, you must be deemed worthwhile in addition to the guild Lin. I'm just gonna call you Lin. A man whose passion for cookery burns hotter than even an oven. Before troubling you, I must warn you that ours is a truly sweltering kitchen. As such, you would do well to advise or ask yourself, can I stand the heat? If you earnestly believe that you can, speak to me once more and I shall be glad to guide you through the enrollment process. Yes! Wonderful! Then you must speak with Guildmaster Lin at once. This will come as no surprise, but he is the finest chef in Limsa. His skill and dedication are second to none. You will find the Guildmaster up the stairs yonder, keeping a watchful eye on his charges. Impress upon him your desire to learn, he will surely find his place for you in his stew. By which I mean the guild. Sir! Well met, adventurer. I take it you want to join our guild. Let's have a look at you then. Bah, what's an underfed whelp like you know about cooking? Judging by them scrawny arms of yours, you'd struggle to lift a spoon, never mind a skillet. I jest. I don't take muscle to be. It don't take muscle to be a Culinarian. Else, it don't even take talent, least not on its own. No, lass, more than anything else, becoming a good cook boils down to passion. If you got that, there ain't nothing you can't achieve. So tell me, have you got it? That's the spirit. And your passion for culinary arts is plain to see, and you'll be needing every bit of it you want if you want to become a master Culinarian. Why, if master was a 12-course dinner, I'd hardly have finished the soup. Make no mistake, our trade's as tough as old mutton, and passion's the only thing which gets us through the grisly bits. But enough talk. What do you call yourself? Well then, Cecilla, welcome to the guild. To mark the occasion, I present you with your own skillet. Ain't much to look at, but it'll make more than serve as a novice like yourself. Now then, okay, I know how to wield a frying pan. Can't be that hard. Boop. I see you're holding the skillet the right way around. Good. The Culinarian lives but dies by his utensils. Get that into your head before you do all else, or your food will look like shit and taste worse. Now let's see what you can do. For starters, I want you to make me a maple syrup using your skillet. Recipe's as simple as they come. You need only 2 things: maple sap and a fire shard. Jossie sells sap over at the guild counter. Now, time's a waste, so get to work. If you don't pay to keep folk waiting in our trade. But yeah, there are some crafting recipes like later on that literally require all the slots, like all of these slots. So yeah, it gets pretty intense. What did I need again? Maple sap, duh. So yeah, I will be right back once I get level 5. Alright, well that was simple. The maple syrup's ready, is it? About bloody time. Let's see how it tastes then. Oh, this ain't bad. Flavor's alright. Consistency's nearly there. In short, a damn sight better than a lot of novices manage. As you probably know, maple syrup is one of the most popular sweeteners around, and a key ingredient in all manner of cakes and treats. What you probably didn't know is that boiling the stuff gets you maple sugar, a different sweetener with different uses. Just goes to show you even the slightest ingredients can have hidden complexities. I said earlier that a Culinarian lives and dies by his utensils. Well, that's just half of it. He also needs to know his ingredients, and that's something as only comes with experience. Keep your nose to the stove and report back when you're ripe for another task. I'm all ready to go. Oops. Not you. You've come in good time, Cecilla. It just so happens I need your help with something. One of our chefs buggered up an order a bit ago, and he's been down in the dumps ever since. Ingom is his name. Joined the guild a few moons before you did. Determined lad, but don't take failure too well. Anyway, we can't have him crying into soup. Plays havoc on this with the season, see? So I want you to try to cheer him up. And there's not else but like a good meal to take a man's mind off his many failings. A nice bit of grilled trout did the trick. One of his favorites. Just one of his favorites. If he was to cook him up a plate of that, I reckon he'd find the experience highly motivated. The main ingredient, princess trout, can be added to the hay line. As for Ingom, you'll find him working in the kitchens. Prepare the dish and take it to him. Happy grilling. But yeah, I gotta get a fish. What else do I need besides that? Grilled trout, table salt. Can I buy table salt? No, not gonna do this. All right, the hay line was the fisher's, obviously the fisher, right? Let's go find out. Fisher. Nah, I'll just buy out the market board. I might have to buy out the market board. I don't think it sells here. I don't think they actually sell fish here. Oh, not you. Oh, not you. Where's this? Oh, that's right. He's out here, isn't he? No. Where the hell is he? Where's the supplier at? Am I just dumb? Am I just dumb and this place just doesn't have a supplier? I seriously don't remember. You know what? Forget it! Forget it! I don't care. I'll buy out the market board. Why am I teleporting there? Yeah, if you do like levies for Culinarian, it can get really, really expensive. Princess Trout. Give me some Princess Trout. I just need the one. Alright. Alright. Place is as busy as ever. Get me out of here. Alright, boy, where you at? What is it? A grilled trout? For me? Well, yes, I am quite fond of the dish, but what have I done to deserve it? Just take it and be happy. The guildmaster thought it would cheer me up, you say? Well, it's meaning that though he may be, the food is not the solution to every woe. But come, let's see how your handiwork. It is my duty as your senior to give you counsel after all. Surely not. You made this, truly. The aroma, it's delightful. And the skin, ever so slightly charred as it should be. 12 saved me in the thought of sinking my teeth into that crispy layer. The tasting the tender flesh beneath. Oh, you know, this is a very bad thing for me to read, considering I haven't had dinner yet, and I am kind of hungry. So this just makes me more hungry. Beg pardon, as I was saying, this is quite impressive. In fact, I doubt even the guildmaster would have been able to fault it. Trust me, I know. But I don't understand it. You've been here scarcely long enough to learn syrup, yet you're capable of this? Do you know how long it took me to achieve the same? 6 bleeding moons! Gods, am I so utterly devoid of talent? No, I'll not be outdone by a mere novice. I refuse to be outdone. My apologies. I thank you for the trout, and will have you accept this knife from me. Using it in conjunction with your skillet and your cooking experience will be much enhanced. Do not mistake it for a gift. It is a payment for the trout, nothing more. Besides, it would give me no pleasure to get the better of a woman who wasn't properly equipped. Now, leave me be. I have a stock to take. Well, we got him in high spirits. Alright. That is the 1 through 5 quest. So I will be back when we are level 50 and we can finish off Culinarian. Culinarian, shall we? Alright. It's also a fine time and I need your help. Remember Ingham? Well, your grilled trout did wonders for his motivation. Lad's been working his arse off ever since. At any rate, I thought I'd give him a chance to prove himself with a big order for delivery, but it looks like he might have bit off more than he can chew. Now, everything he's made it to some satisfaction. The problem being what he's not made, and I ain't talking about missing a twill nor a stray crouton. Neither. I'm talking about the bleeding main course, a grilled dodo. So I'd be much obliged if you could whip up 2 servants in his stead and get him over to him quick. In case you're not familiar with the dish, 'tis one of the Bismarck's old favorites. You rub garlic and salt into a piece of dodo tenderloin, then grill it. Shouldn't pose a rising star like yourself no trouble. All right, there you go, sir. Now, Culinarian was extremely cheap, is the cheapest class to buy all the items for. I don't think I spent more than like 20,000 gil. That's only because one of them was super one of them was 25,000. Everything else was like under like 3,000 gil. So I didn't spend more than like 3,500 gil. Huh. You brought me 2 servings of grilled dodo, and what precisely do you propose I do with the main course? How could I forgotten the main bloody course? And it's far too late to start preparing now. Damn it, your grilled dodo will have to do. I only hope the quality of the other courses and accompaniments compensates for it. Why don't you look at it yourself? But the 12, you cook these? Nah. Yeah, let's go with that. The golden brown hue, tantalizing the eyes from betwixt a perfect diamond pattern of griddled lines. The surface is seared to perfection. Over a hot fire to seal in the juices, just as the guildmaster teaches. And this irresistible aroma. Just enough garlic to balance the dodo's gamey richness, and but not so much as to overrun the palate. Beg pardons, as I was saying, this is impressive. Grilled dodo may seem a simple dish, but therein lies the rub. If one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. I could not produce anything near this standard. God damn it! I practice day and night in order to improve my skills. I want to botch my largest ever order, and then you come along and save the day. Of all bloody people, what have I done to deserve this? Suffice it to say, I'm not pleased with how things have turned out, and you've done me a kindness, and I always repay my debts. Listen well, for I will share with you information that would prove to your profit. You know that what guild levies are? Okay, I don't need this explanation. I've heard it like 7 times already. Sir, if you ain't young Cecila, and judging by the burns in your hands, and you've been working hard at your cooking, good on you. You're an inspiration to your peers, lass, especially Ingham. He's been working like a man possessed since that business with the grilled dodo. Not that it's made much difference. Truth be told, I'm convinced he's made a pig's ear of things again. He hasn't told me as much, mine, but it's written plain on his face. I tried to pry the story out of him, see if there's aught I can do, but he bites his tongue when I'm around, stubborn sod. Anyway, I was thinking, might be as he'd open up to one of his peers, seeing how you've had such an effect on him. I reckon you might be just the last for the job. So do us a favor and coax the story out of him, would ye? Oh, and lend him a hand if he needs one. What makes you think he's gonna tell me? You again? What did you come for this time? Oh, I see. The guildmaster has you spying on me now. He thinks I'm incompetent and can't be trusted to do my own work. Who am I fooling? Master Lin thinks that I'm incompetent, and it's because I am. With me, it's one bungled order after another. It shames me to reveal this to you, of all people, but I've offended one of the Bismarck's regulars. The man... Mate, I'm just calling him Mate, is his name, as a soft spot for meat Mikaba. I almost said, wow, I almost said meat Mikatis, Mikabobs, and so I thought I'd impress him with a complimentary skewer. Only to have his expression turn sour the instant he took a bite. I'll never forget the steel in his voice when he said he would have cut words with the management. I meant to add luster to Bismarck's proud reputation. Instead, I tarnished it. I want to set things right, but I don't know how. Mate's still out on the terrace, but I just can't bear to face him again. Not this soon. Gods, what am I to do? Alright. No, I shan't be ordering anything else. I see you're still here. Let me guess. You've come to apologize on behalf of the sorry excuse for a chef who made that god's awful meat Mikabob. Well, I am afraid the damage has been done. I have been served second-rate food at the Bismarck. It is only right that the man responsible should be dismissed. I mean to see to it that he is. Do not mistake my intention. I do this solely to preserve the Bismarck's good name. Were it become known that Lin was employing the services of inferior chefs, this once fine establishment would soon fall into disrepute. You have yet to speak a word, but I take it you're not pleased with my evaluation. Very well, if you would have me believe that this incident was an aberration and not, in fact, indicative of a general decline in standards, I suggest you convince me with your cooking. I'll not have it said that I'm an unreasonable man. Make me another meat make-a-bob, one fit for consumption this time, and I shall reconsider my stance. Here you go. Yes, it's a high quality too, so you'll like it. Here it is, finally. Unless you have any objections, I shall sample it in your kitchen. That way I can treat Lynn to my opinion with the flavor it's still fresh upon my palate. Well, well. It would seem you have made amends for your fellow chef's failure. This is as moist as flavorless of meat mikebab as I ever tasted. And I've tasted more than I can count. As a matter of fact, I consider myself something of a connoisseur of the dish and know more than a little about its preparation. Would you like to tell me? Oh wait, hold on. Would you like me to tell you what I think your colleague did wrong? First of all, in his eagerness to steal the meat's moisture, he left it searing for far too long, producing something akin to charcoal. Not so with your dodo. Its surface is charred just enough to be aromatic, while the middle is still moist. Second, your friend grilled all the ingredients together, even though tomato and paprika require far less time over the fire than meat. To your credit, you did not fall into this trap. Last but not least, your friend was too heavy on the soul. Those with underdeveloped palates may beg to differ, but it is the harmony of sweet, sour, and salty that makes mikebab. And yours, my friend, struck the perfect balance. Which brings me to my conclusion. I was wrong to assume the quality of your colleague's dish was indicative of a general decline in standards. It would seem that Bismarck's reputation is in no immediate danger. Thus reassured, I shall forget about the incident. Master Lin has done well to train such a capable culinarian. I pray you'll continue honing your skills under his tutelage. Another happy customer. Cecil, just the woman I was looking for. Words already reached me ears about what you got up to while I was away. To hear him tell it, you single-handedly restored old mate's faith in Bismarck. For that you have me gratitude, lass, and Ingham's too. I told him to thank you in person, but he's too bloody proud. Don't hold it against him though, eh? I've already forgiven the damn sod. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I ain't never been one to give none of mine the axe for bugging up a dish or three. There's no denying our patrons are important, but they ain't main reason for being here. Nay, my first duty is the training of culinarians, and even if the good aim of the restaurant suffers for it, you won't see me shedding no tears. You know why, lass? Because it's the people that ultimately make this place, and more than anything else, it's their passion for cooking that I want to bring out. Truth be told, there's no reason I'd send a man away if he stopped wanting to be There's only one reason I'd send a man away if he stopped wanting to be a culinarian. Oh my god. I always get tripped on the word culinarian. Is culinarian? I always get tripped up on that. Of course, I doubt that summit as ever apply to you. Man, this speech. In the short time you've been here, you've already proven yourself more incapable. And so long as you keep your nose to the stove, you're gonna get better. I look forward to seeing what you're capable of and tasting it for good measure. Free food. Free food for you. Aren't you lucky? How do, Cecil? Been taking care of yourself, lass. Remember, if you ain't got your elf, you ain't got nothing. Speaking of elf, one of our lot ain't been her normal self of late. Diamond Dove's her name, and she's having a bit of trouble letting go, judging by the grimace she's been wearing. I told the poor woman she should take care of herself, but she'll barely leave the kitchen for anything, which is probably how the problem came about. Now that I think about it, anyway, if it ain't sorted soon, I'm worried she'll burst. Do you know what a pixie plum is, lass? 'Tis a fruit that's native to Corthus, and just the thing to help solve Diamond Dove's problem. Trouble is, they're bitter as sin when fresh, which is why plenty of chefs don't cook with the things. Of course, what they don't know is you can get rid of the bitterness by drying them. Better still, doing so brings out their natural sweetness without affecting their other properties, giving rise to the noble treat that is the dried plum, or raisin, I like to call it, because it looks like a raisin. Now, I would have made these myself, but we ain't got no plums at the moment, and I can't very well leave me post to go and get them. So I need you to do the procuring and making me instead. You can pick the plums in the wilds if you're fond of foraging. Failing that, take a gander at the... Okay. Do you want me to give you a pin on your handiwork? Yeah. Well, I guess not totally raisins, but they look like raisins. Alright. I can't tell if they're raisins or not because they're in a jar. These are lovely. What kind of... Okay. Pixie plums? Well, I never. There ain't a hint of bitterness about them. The drying process rids them of that, you say? I had no idea. In truth, the only thing I did know about pixie plums is that they're a traditional remedy for... Now look here, we barely exchanged 2 words since you joined this guild, and yet here you are being presumptuous. What? It was all the guildmaster's idea. Oh God, says the man, no decency. This is an outrage, invasion of privacy. Unforgivable and... strangely... hello? Is there some other meaning to these stupid plums I don't know about? As busy as I am, I'm not so busy as Master Lin, yet somehow he finds the time to look after his many charges while I can scarcely spare a moment to look after myself. I've been working so hard, but maybe effort is not the answer. Perhaps I just need to relax a little. Thank you for the gift. I promise to take care of myself in the future. I want to know something. Is there more to these stupid plums that I don't know than I realize? You're not going to tell me? Okay. Great timing, Cecil. It just so happens I've got a task for you that'll test your ingenuity in the kitchen. Diving Dove's looking a lot less tense thanks to your dried prunes, but she's still a bit on the pale side for my liking. Woman needs to get some red meat in her, if you ask me, and I need wants you to cook it. A nice big olive goat steak should put some color back in her cheeks. The thing is, Diving Dove don't care much for the meat. Olive goat's tough as leather, you see, and it's got pretty pungent flavor to boot. Islanders are just about the only folks as enjoy it. Safe to say, why am I making it? Safe to say, you'll need to be somewhat about the texture and taste if you want Diving Dove to eat your olive goat steak. Got all that? Good. Now run along. Oh, is this what I think it is? If so, I must warn you that I'm not particularly fond of olive goat. My evaluation may not be the most objective, but if you insist. I think this is the only crafter that doesn't directly talk to you about materia, because it's all about food. My word, are you certain this is olive goat? It's not chewy in the slightest. You've done a fine job tenderizing the meat, I must say. What's more, I can scarce make out the pungent flavor. It remains to be sure, but it's somehow pleasant, almost delicious when complemented by garlic. Being rich in iron, olive goat is supposedly good for you, but its texture and taste leave a lot to be desired. Which is why I've always loathed the stuff. How ironic that you should choose me of all people to sample you. Wait a minute, this is another one of Guildmaster's schemes in nursing back to health, isn't it? Why, that interfering... I said I would take care of myself, didn't I? Apparently he thinks he knows better. At any rate, it does nothing to detract from your achievement. You made me change my mind about olive goat, and that's no small coup. No chef in my native Ul'dah would have gone to such lengths to make the meat appealing. They would have dismissed it as lowly fare, unworthy of their time. Ul'dah cuisine is a true product of life in the Sultanate, you see, rife with pomp and pretense. I began my career there and soon grew weary of all the charlatans masquerading as gourmands. To hear them speak, one would assume that gold leaf was an essential part of every meal. That is why I came to Limsa. And thank the gods that I did. Here, the people's love of cuisine is simple and pure, and it shows in the dedication of our guild members. Not a day goes by that I do not count myself fortunate to have been given the opportunity to work alongside fine culinarians like you. Oh, compliments! Bollocks! Me and Alice, how the hell am I meant to cook with one bloody hand? Of all the goddamn times I could have heard it, why did it have to be now? Forgive me language, lass. Don't worry, it ain't serious. Well, it's a bit serious, to tell the truth. I've gone and knackered me hand trying to catch a fallen crate, see? It'll heal and all, but it hurts like a bastard. Can't so much as scratch me arse with it. Never mind and hold the skillet. Won't be so bad, but we got ourselves a bigwig coming in to dine today. One of the most powerful men in Ul'dah. Now, I've been in the business for decades, and I ain't no stranger to coddled dignitaries, but whine about the color of the bloody crockery, and how there's too much parsley garnish on top of their soup. But this ain't no ordinary coddled dignitary we're dealing with. This one fancies himself as a food critic, and he's always out to find fault, real or not. And that ain't the worst of it. Owing to his influence, he's driven more of a few respectable establishments into the ground. For this, he's earned himself the name of Chef's Bane in culinary circles. Each time the man's down at the Bismarck, I've personally done the cooking so as to avert disaster. Don't get me wrong, I've got complete trust in all my chefs, but if the Bismarck goes under, the guild goes with it. And that ain't a burden I can put on just anyone's shoulders. But this time, someone else is gonna have to fill in for me. And that someone is to be you, Cecila. You've proven yourself more than capable in high-pressure situations besides. I'm confident you won't let us down. You do well to begin by talking by Diving Dove. Being a native of Ul'dah, it might be she knows something of Chef's Bane. I mean, Lord Lolorito. Oh my god, he's alive! Oh no, that's Teleji Adeleji. Never mind. I am aware of the situation, but don't panic. Though the guildmaster is indisposed, all is not yet lost. In case you're unfamiliar with our distinguished guest, he is the head of the East Aldernar Trading Company. Though you may not have heard the name that before, you almost certainly have heard of the many famous brands it owns, such as Esthames, Lapidaries, and Sunsilk Tapestries. Lord Lolorito's countless successes have made him the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, a place where wealth and influence are synonymous. It goes without saying that he is seated as a syndicate, the cabal that rules the Sultanate. Lest you wonder, Ul'dah is only notionally a sultanate these days. Anyway, as is often the way of men with means, Lord Lolorito is a lover of fine cuisine, and as a guildmaster doubtless mentioned, he's made a name for himself as a ruthless food critic. The man has a penchant for making life miserable for chefs. Indeed, he never places an order and demands instead that you impress him. And therein lies our first dilemma. What to serve? Unless you think the fate's unduly mischievous, I'm happy to report that the odds are not wholly stacked against us. It just so happens that Lord Lolorito's butler, a fellow by the name of Nono Pezza, is dying at the Bismarck at this very moment. This is a golden chance to learn what manner of dish Lolorito craves. Go to Nono Pezza on the terrace and try to coax the information out of him. Good luck. Alright. It seems like a simple task. I'm sorry. I think I may have misheard you. Did you say that you would be preparing the Lord Lolorito's meal? Well, this is rather unexpected. But if Master Lin saw fit to entrust the task to you, then you must not be without skill. You wish to know what my master desires to eat? Finally it occurs to someone to ask me that question. It is my duty to see that my lord never wants for comfort, and naught pleases me more than to see Lord Lolorito in high spirits. As such, I should be glad to share with you what I know. Shortly prior to arriving in Limsa, Master spoke of being seized by a craving for a hearty meal of meat. Though he did not mention a specific dish, I happen to know that smoked raptor is a particular favorite of his. Needless to say, a man of such refined taste as he would expect no less than the finest sample of the dish, made with only the finest ingredients. I hope this information serves you well. Lord Lolorito is due to conclude his business negotiations presently and will desire to take his meal thereafter. Once the smoked raptor is ready, pray bring it to me. I shall see it delivered to my master. Alright. Here you go. Fresh off the market board. Alright, let's go inspect it. Holy shit, that's a raptor. It looks like a turkey. By the gods, this raptor is sublime. The marriage of cracked pepper and sun lemon begets an irresistible fragrance that perfectly complements the aroma of the meat. The flavor is rounded out with the mellow fruitiness of olive oil, which also lends the shank a lustrous sheen that tantalizes the eye. I have presided over Lord Lorito's dining table for many years, and I can say without reservation this is the most delectable smoked raptor I've ever had the pleasure of not eating. It is of little wonder that Master Lin deemed you fit to cook in his stead. I doubt that even he could have delivered a better rendition of my master's favorite dish. You, madam, are quite a culinarian. But I sense you are more relieved than flattered. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Much more is said of my lord's uncompromising approach to cuisine. While I will not refute the rumors, you may rest assured that the Bismarck has no cause to worry. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I must see my lord's meal delivered to him. You may look forward to hearing his judgment anon, and entirely without trepidation, if my senses do not fail me. Pray send Master Lin my compliments. Well, that was successful. You did it, Cecila. You impressed the pants off Lolorito's butler. Nona Pezza knows his master's taste better than his own hand. His own hand and his approval is all the assurance I need. The guild's safe and that's all thanks to you. Okay, oops. You never cease to amaze me, Cecil. You came to us with nary a knowledge of cooking, now you're like a second left hand. Well, that did come out right. What I meant to say was, you're as useful to me as the hand I hold me skilled with. Something no culinarian can do without. You've got it in you to be one of the finest chefs in the realm, and I would see you fulfill your potential. Promise me you'll keep at your cooking. Sure. Do I have much of a choice? Right. Good of you to drop in again, Cecil. You'd be surprised how many of your guildmates stop coming all together, thinking they know all that needs knowing. But as any scholar would tell you, the learning never stops, and I speak from experience. There's some that say I'm the best in the realm, but there ain't a day what passes and I don't discover something new. Now, you and me are chefs first and foremost, but there's more to restaurant business than just cooking. That's why I want you to speak with Letitia, our bookkeeper. Before coming to us, she herself was a scholar doing customs work at Melvain's Gate. You stand to learn much and more by seeing things from her perspective. Alright. Cecil, the chef who prepared Lord Lolorito's meal in the guildmaster's stead. Thanks to your heroics, the Bismarck's reputation came through unscathed. We all owe you for that. So, what brings you to my counter? Master Lin would have you learn about the restaurant business at large, you say? Why, of course! It would be my pleasure to share with you such knowledge as I possess. But before we begin, I could do with a bit of bite to eat. It's been a long and busy shift, and I haven't had the chance to sit down to a proper meal. By way of board, I might trouble you to prepare some ratatouille for me. You can call me spoiled, but please make it the most exquisite serving you can manage. My thanks in advance. Alright. Here you go. Alright, let's go inspect it. I can't remember the last time I had such a tasty ratatouille. That was truly wonderful. And with my hunger sated, we can now delve into the kind of work I do here. In fact, you have just witnessed one of my more important duties, keeping track of our members' progress. I found that sampling each person's rendition of ratatouille gives a marvelous insight into their growth. Owing to its simplicity, the vegetable sauté lends itself well to variation, allowing the chef to pour himself into his creation. Indeed, your own bespeaks your ability to create a quality dish under strict time constraints. Do not underestimate that skill. You'll find a great deal of a restaurant's success lies in performing tasks expeditiously. As an example, some other services I provide are procuring ingredients, ensuring our equipment functions, and perhaps most importantly, listen to our customers. If any of these tasks were ignored for an extended period, it is fair to say that the Bismarck would fall into chaos, and our name would lose its considerable luster. Well, I trust you now have something of an insight into my responsibilities. I only wish that all our members shared your curiosity about what goes into running this place. Oh, okay. Yahoo! Oh, Cecila, you're just the last I was looking for. Which is to say, you'd be the last what Letitia was looking for. She's in need of some practiced hands, and you've got the only ones you'll trust. Well, besides mine, of course. But I've got me own matters to attend to. Take fair warning, though. Cecila, the better you get, the more others will turn to ye. 'Tis a fine feeling being relied upon, but it can be right pain in the arse, too. Anyway, enough of me prattle. Run along and find what Letitia wants. Why, thanks for agreeing to help, Cecila. Now I will tell you the details of your task, but I must ask that you keep it in the utmost confidence. The Admiral is scheduled to host an afternoon tea for visiting dignitaries, and the Bismarck has been called upon to provide the repast and refreshments. I have been charged with conceiving the menu and require help making a few sample dishes. I'll be grateful if you can prepare a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea. All the utmost finest quality. As a woman of the sea, the Admiral drinks liquor like most folk drink water, but the same cannot be said of her guests. Hence the afternoon tea as opposed to, say, a dinner bouquet. Bouquet, my god. Yeah, dinner bouquet. It's a bouquet of meat. Alas, we know little and less of the taste besides that, so I am forced to consider a wide variety of options. It has proven to be quite a task, but with your help, I am confident we can serve up a menu to please. I got him. Fresh off the market board. Such a tantalizing medley of aromas. I cannot wait to sample each one. You've outdone yourself yet again, Cecila. As soon as our guests see can't. Oh shit. Having taken a warming sip of the tea, their attention will turn next to tart and pastry. For an instant they are at a loss, as both dishes were prepared with such loving detail. Is this mere food to consume or art to admire? They feel a twinge of sadness that they must efface such beauty, but that sensation is short-lived, for no sooner do their teeth break the flaky crust than they experience a veritable symphony of tastes and textures. The making of pastries and sweets demands not only a delicate hand, but artistic sense besides, and you, Cesar, possess of both. I can recommend you to the Admiral without reserve. I owe you an apology and an explanation. I wasn't being wholly forthright with you. While I am indeed tasked with conceiving a menu for the Admiral's functions, it's also my job to select the guild member who will serve her as their chef. And I am thrilled to inform you that the honor shall fall to you, the woman who passed my test with flying colors. There is no doubt in my mind that you will represent the Bismarck admirably. Keep up the fun work and be close at hand when the Admiral has need of you. I mean, I pretty much got forced into this position, so I really have no choice. I'm told you passed Letitia's test with flying colors, and now you're here to cook for the Admiral's official functions. Well, the time's come for you to begin flexing culinary muscles for the good of Leminson diplomacy. Aye, word arrived from the bridge just now. A foreign dignitary has come to Limsa, and the Admiral wants us, by which I mean you, to finish the meal altogether. Letitia's got all the details, so you'll want to speak with her. Go and do us proud, Cecila. Okay. I've been waiting for you, Cecila. As I'm sure Lynn informed you, we are playing host to a man of some importance, an emissary from the Holy See of Ishgard. Your task is to prepare a dish that will satisfy him. When the Admiral receives foreign visitors, she ordinarily requests that we serve them at the best of Leminson cuisine. This time, however, she wishes to treat her guests to a taste of home away from home, a gesture of goodwill. To this end, you are to prepare a serving of Zemail gratin. 'Tis a baked dish of F-tail and potatoes, creamy and warming, and that is a mainstay in the cold climes of Ishgard. Suffice it to say that only the finest sample of the dish made with only the finest ingredients will do on this occasion. Got it. Yes, it looks and smells the part. Let us see if we can. Okay. Oh my, simply exquisite! The crust is baked to golden perfection. The breaking it yields the creamy goodness beneath. F-tail tends to be lean and sinewy, but grinding it soothes the problem. My god, I can read tonight. The Ishgardians have prepared the meat in this fashion since eras past. I am pleased to see that you have done likewise. As for the pappello slices, they are boiled enough to be cooked through, yet not so much as to render them bereft of texture. In summary, your zemail gratin leaves naught to be desired. Lest you wonder, the dish takes its name from one of Ishgard's oldest and proudest families. House Zemail has long stood at the forefront of castle building. Legend has it that the family created this dish in order to fill the bellies and warm the hearts of their workers, and I am confident that your rendition will do the same for our esteemed guest. Today, your culinary creation will serve not only to sate hunger, but also to close the distance between your nations. You can hold your head up high, Cecil. Keep up your efforts, and soon you will become the equal of Master Lin himself. Alright, cool. Wonderful. Alright. Last one. Here we go. Thank the gods you're here, Cecil. The admiral is due to receive the Sultana of Ul'Dan. Bismarck's been called on to handle the welcome feast. But that ain't the half of it. The Sultana specifically requests that your cooking be served. It seems word of your talents reached Her Majesty's ears, and not would do, but she must sample your culinary creations. Now, that's all well and good, but there's a bleeding lot at stake here. Pleasing the Sultana would win ye more acclaim than aught else could do, but if he was to bugger it up, well, I'd rather not dwell on it. Right now, all we know is she's keen to dine us on something tasty, but if we want to guarantee her royal client's satisfaction, you'll need to learn what she's hankering for. As always, you can count on the help of your guildmates. For starters, you'd do well to consult Dive and Dove. Women's of Ul'Dan, as you know, and might be as she can offer some insights into the Sultana's preferences. Off you go, and good luck. In Ul'Dan, commoners like myself seldom get the chance to see the Sultana in the flesh. 'Tis a great honor being called upon her to prepare her grace's meal, but I warn you to proceed with caution. I'm sure you recall Lord Lolorito, your erstwhile patron. Well, a troubling rumor is circulating to the effect that he arranged his royal visit. As a member of the syndicate, it's entirely within his power to do so. And if the whispers can be believed, Lolorito's sole purpose of bringing the Sultan to Lims of Laments is to humiliate you, Cecila, and by extension the Bismarck. Whatever his reasons, it would seem he is still intent on proving our creations wanting. So, as to preserve our good name, it will be to your benefit to do as the Guildmaster suggested and learn all you can of the Sultana's tastes. For this, I recommend you consult Letitia. Knowing her, she's already begun looking into the matter. Man, Lolorito is an ass when he's not involved in the main story, and he's still an ass when he is. So he's just an ass all around. I've been expecting you, Cecila. I may be more bookkeeper than chef, but I'm no less a member of the Bismarck. As such, I mean to do all my power to see that you succeed in pleasing the Sultana. Lord Lolorito has gone to great lengths to prevent us from discovering the Sultana's preferences, but discover them we shall. At any given time, there are a great many Uldans visiting Lims of Lamensa, be it for business or leisure. I suggest you begin by learning all you can from them. You might also speak with Rube Ebicon, a former colleague of mine at Melvain's Gate. As a custom officer, she has an overview of exports to Ul'Dan. I realize this may be a stretch, but we cannot have too many hints. Man, I gotta go all over the place for this. Shit! Alright. You would know the Sultana? Her grace is possessed of a good heart, that much is plain. But if that's my honest opinion, she is rather young to be ruling. Oh, her preference is a table. In that case, I know for a fact that she is partial to crown pie. I once went to a patisserie? Oh my god. To buy one, only to be informed that her grace had bought out the entire shop. Man, she really loves those pies. So I could go down there, and then I gotta go down there. Oh yes, I do happen to come from Ul'Dan. Is there something you require? You wish to know what the Sultan likes to eat? I scarcely qualify to judge such things, but I do recall this one time I went to the markets. There was a vendor crying his stocks of meats. And if the fellow is to be believed, his beef was bound for the royal kitchens, to be used to make beef stew for her grace. I hope that helps. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Gives me an idea what to make. All right, Arcanist. Ah, you must be from Bismarck. Letitia sent word that you might be along to learn what the manner of cuisine of the Sultan enjoys. While I do not have plain answers for you, I can tell you that the F-tails suddenly vanished from the Lumenson market right before Grace arrived. Some investigative work revealed that the tails were snapped up by the East Aldenar Trading Company, which is chaired by none other than Lord Lolorito. Somehow I doubt this is a simple coincidence. After all, when one thinks of F-tail, one cannot but help but think of the imponymous dish, F-steak. I would wager that Lord Lolorito seeks to prevent you from making it. All the more reason to prepare a plate, no? Man, this guy is just going to great lengths. And I'll go over there. This guy is an ass. If I didn't like him during the main story, I really don't like him now. He's trying to sabotage me, and I don't appreciate it. What the Sultan likes to eat, you ask? I cannot claim first-hand knowledge, but some moons ago there was an article in the Mithril Eye. Her Grace was on a royal visit to Gridania, where she reportedly fell in love with a local dish. Something called Trapper's Quiche, if memory serves. Alright. I got my foods. I got my menus. Tis good to see you've returned, Cecilla. Judging by your later expression, I take it your investigation was borne fruit. 4 potential fruits, you say? An F-steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of Trapper's Quiche, and a crown pie. Picking which one of the Sultan has the greatest tenderé for is a quandary. So when I prepare all of them, this is to be a grand bouquet. My God, why do I keep saying bouquet when it's banquet? Is it not? It would certainly not be taken amiss were you to present several dishes. With that settled, best you get to work. Needless to say, all the dishes must be prepared to the highest standard. Once they are ready, please deliver them to the banquet venue. Speak with Zandale at Bulwark Hall, and he'll grant you admittance. This is the moment of truth, Cecilla. Go and do us proud. Alright. Hello, good sir. Here's your dishes. The dishes, yes, very well. Everything seems to be in order. You may enter. This guy. He thinks he's got one up. He's got one over me, huh? I don't think so. I do declare that was the most magnificent meal. My soul laments that I cannot eat another bite, or that I had the girth of a gobu. I glads me to see Her Majesty is so well satisfied. Forsooth, never have I known such a satisfaction at table. You did not exaggerate when you told me that a culinarian of surpassing skill was to be found in Lominsa. You are that culinarian, are you not? Thanks to you, I have tasted heaven. My gratitude is yours. How could you possibly have known every one of the Sultan's favorite dishes? Instead of being humiliated, she ends up winning her grace's adulation. Bah! Yeah, prick. Did you say something, Lord Lolorito? No, Your Majesty, I was merely admiring the cuisine. As you say. Yeah. Think you're so smart. Prick. Now then, my dear Culinarian, pray tell me your name. I'll send to you a gift befitting your service this day. You're given to understand that I requested you by name? Forgive me, but there appears to be a misunderstanding. I had entrusted the arrangements wholly to Lord Lolorito. He's been found out. Serves him right. All right. I heard all about it, Cecily. You did it again. God's blessed ye. To have the Sultana herself praise your cooking as a taste of heaven, else even I can't boast of such a feat. The Admiral commends you for training us as such a fine culinarian, but I didn't know more than teach you what it means to be one. Make no mistake, 'twas you what did all the hard work. You've surpassed even myself for fame, Cecila. There ain't nothing left I can tell you what you won't or don't already keen. I'm prouder than I've got any right to be. Nay, take no modest accomplishment at last, and from here you'll go on to reach even greater heights in our craft. But wherever you end up, you always remember the words. It's passion that what makes a culinarian. With that passion close to your heart, go on and put smiles in the faces of folk with your cooking. You can be sure I'll keep striving to do the same. Nice! That was a delay. Nice! We got a fancy frying pan. And look at that. Nice and bronze. Looks like an antique. But anyway, that is the end of the level 1 through 50 quests for Culinarian, and we've gotten every job to level 50 besides the ones from Shadowbringers and Stormblood. But yeah, we can now continue our journey to level 80. So from here forward, I'm going to be following the same kind of order that I did before. I'll do the DPS, and the healers, and then the tanks. So yeah, I'll probably follow the same order as I did before. I might level classes in a different order, but we'll see. But it's just gonna be DPS, then healers, then tanks. Then once those are level 80, we can do all these. So yeah, we're halfway there. We've reached the halfway point for my goals. I still got about, let me see here. Let me look at my calendar. It comes out, well, early access is the November 19th, so I've got about yeah, August, September, October. Yeah, I still got 5 months. So, you know, we might do it. I might get all my classes to level 80, but who knows? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video where we finally continue leveling the classes. Now, one more thing I want to mention. going forward, I'm not sure if I'm gonna level up everything to 60 first, or go straight, or just take things straight to 80. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna handle it from this point on. But I think what I'll do is I'll get my jobs to 60, then do the 50 to 60 quests, then get that same job to 70, and do the 60 to 70 quests. And since, keep in mind, there are no job quests for between 70 and 80. Those are the role quests. There is a single job quest at level 80, so once I do hit level 80, I'll include that bit into the actual main video. So the job quest videos are going to be from 50 to 80 from this point forward. So yeah, it might be a little bit longer because I'm not quite sure how fast leveling gets beyond level 60, because at 61 you can go in heaven on high. I don't know how fast that leveling is, because by the time that first came out, I had already had stuff maxed out, so I'm not sure what the XP gains is like there. And then from 70 to 80 there is Boja, that I've heard is extremely fast, so it might take me as long as it did before with Palace of the Dead. I still gotta go through level 60 for Palace of the Dead, so I'm still doing that, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.